talking to a guy named Ty, okay? I know Ty, he owns restaurants, really successful. But no one shows the process in between there, where he's going through, the turnovers on the restaurant is crazy, him reinvesting, him putting it out, creating a brand, and what he had to go through and dedicating 10 years where he doesn't even, like we spoke about it, like he's like, man, I just want to now invest in a family. He sacrificed all that. Guys like Ty, I feel like, I'm like, hey man, put that content back out. Show them what you go through. Show them exactly what you go through, because if you want to be called the boss, there's certain sacrifices that you have to create.
Right.
And it's up to us to give them that content, but also market ourselves and separate ourselves from every goof troop out there trying to act like they have the same type of product we do.
Yeah.
See what I'm saying? Like, because people can't see the underlying factor, which means you might have the same product with me in comparison, but it's not the same quality.
Yeah, go ahead.
But you might be glorifying it like you're killing it, and you might get more business than me because you're glorifying a whole different thing that's not real, so it becomes a fad.
Right. So I feel like the first one of those is the actual intention of social media.
Yeah.
To show the real you and to allow people to understand who the real you is.
Right.
And that's just who we are as people. Is either you have it or you don't.
Right.
And if you're fine with not, then be fine with not. But if you're not fine with not, don't pretend like you do.
Right.
And I think that pivotal moment that I was talking about, as far as the older generation teaching the younger generation to see through the bullshit.
Yeah.
Just see through the bullshit and know that everything that you're seeing. And I think that as time goes on, more and more people, be it celebrities or business owners or anything, is cascading that message, but we're still not there. We're not even close to there.
Right, but that's why right now, if you've noticed, I've linked up with a couple people from Instagram because they're consistently putting things out, like Flavors Catering. He's putting content out. I like the food. He did certain things for us. Matter of fact, he's coming tomorrow to give us a fruit plate because we're on his health trip, right?
What time do you come?
Like 9 o'clock.
I'll be here.
Or 8, actually.
Oh.
8 o'clock. So Alex will be here.
I'll be here.
Okay, so he's gonna bring a plate of food, but we hired him from other vendors, right? And it's because his delivery and presentation and consistency really gave me a taste where I was like, I need that.
Yeah.
See what I'm saying? Like that to me is how you help the person become successful. I'm growing with him, so I'm intrigued by that. Here's a great story. And this person doesn't even know I'm going to mention them, but I have to mention them. I know a lot of successful people. I know a lot of millionaires and all that, but I'm not intrigued by a lot of the stories because some of it is generational, but some of it is statistically they were supposed to make it, and they did.
Yeah.
And it was cool, but it wasn't appealing to the mass, right?
Right.
So there's a guy named Jay Majors, okay? He owns a barbershop school. I've known him since we were kids, but I also know his story. I know his story, and his story is so amazing. Having a rough childhood as far as, in and out of the streets, overcoming certain things, and then building an empire for himself and his family. And but I didn't see the aftermath. After he came out of his incarceration, he made a life choice. See, that no one saw that. I saw that firsthand back when we were kids.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then when I look at it now, he has these barber expos in coliseums, like where all these barbers come and they compete and they pay tickets to get in. He's in charge of that. He does. He has a barber college or whatever you call it. Sorry, I don't know the terminology. He has barbershops.
Yeah.
He has all types of stuff, and he's the epitome of success. And he does amazing marketing. But how many people do you think is calling him right now in that industry and say, I need your help? Or how can I franchise off you? Or how can we do business together? No, they're not. He has a big audience, but he can have 10 times more of a bigger audience, but because everybody want to cut each other's throat, because they're trying to get from rags to riches, they didn't realize his story and the 10, 20-year evolution that it created for him to get there.
Yeah.
They want to get from there to there, and they're not willing to put money in his pocket or help him expand his brand or represent him, like saying that's an inspiration.
Right.
Like, to me, that's an inspiration. Like, that's the story that I want to hear. That's the story that I want to support.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Then when you look at my background, which I haven't displayed a whole lot, but I gave you a small variety. I didn't have Instagram. I didn't have none of that. It was purely off the muscle, which means I go to every door like this. I said, how you doing? My name's Alexi Cortez. Can I speak with your facilities engineer?
Yeah.
For what? And I had to come up with my own pitch.
Right.
See, and after so many lines of rejection, you have to ask yourself, is this worth it? See, no one talks about or shows those things.
That's true.
See,
true.
Before I met James and I met Terry, I was that traditional guy. I created a huge book of business based off knocking on doors. It's called cold calling, right? Phone calls and knocking on doors. Fearless, because I know 100 no's, one yes is right around the corner. This is what this generation is lacking, is that integrity, is that motivation, is that thing where they say, you know what, fuck it, I'm gonna put it all on the line today, and tomorrow I'm gonna come back even harder, and the next day I'm gonna come back harder, and then when they get that one victory, they take it and say, I did it.
Accomplishment.
Right, let me do it again. No, they're gonna look at it as like, that's it? That's all I did?
Right.
See, and when Terry came, when we met, and James, it was more like, I was traditional. They were more modern than I was.
Yeah.
In the social media aspect, I was doing apps, right?
Mm-hmm.
Where I was thinking along those lines. I've always been ahead of the times. I just never liked the camera.
Right.
Do you get what I'm saying? I knew what social media does. I just never wanted to get in front of it.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
It does, 100%.
But what they enlightened me was, you gotta get in front of it. Because Terry, I mean, that man alone brought $500,000 plus, okay? Now I ain't gonna give you the actual number, but $500,000 plus on just social media.
Yeah. Yep.
That's nuts.
Right.
So when I looked at it, I created $500,000, but my expenses are way more than his. His is free. And I'm over here with gas, brochures, all types of shit, knocking on doors.
So I think that there's good and there's bad there, 100%, is
Yeah.
that here you are, and it goes right back to us saying that I think the older generation needs to teach the younger generation like what it takes to actually be social. And I don't mean social media, I mean social, right? So that's something that since the rise of social media has gone way down, especially in the younger generation.
Right.
So
Socializing.
80s over here, 90s over here, we have millennials over here, and like, I used to knock on the next door neighbor's front door or across the street front door and say, can so-and-so come out to play? Like that doesn't exist anymore.
No.
Right? So there's a scarcity amongst facing people face to face, and I think that that's a huge thing that you bring into the picture, is the fact that you can teach these guys to say it's okay to go talk to somebody. It's okay to go out there and cold call.
Right.
Some of these guys can bring to the picture is like, look what we did with social media, but being able to combine the two of those together, in my opinion, just my opinion, says ultimately we can use social media correctly.
Right. And here's the thing. Listen, everything starts with a point of sale, it's going to end with a point of sale.
Yeah.
Okay? Here's what I'm saying, is you do have to modernize. It's headed in that direction whether you fucking like it or not.
True.
It's not the point. The point is you have to take the old with the new and make it your own. Which means, see, what this generation lacks is socialism, like socializing.
Yes,
right?
Absolutely.
So when they get a deal, how are they confident to vocalize it and close the deal because they can't tax it or they can't
right. That's something that we see in the office on a continuous basis.
Right.
Alexis running around the office all the time. Call him. Did you follow it up with a phone call? And it was, oh no, I just emailed them or I texted them, and it's not good enough.
Right. Because people buy from people.